I don't have a picture.
Answer on this one should be 1. Answer on this one is 1, 2, 3. Answer is -3. Answer on this one should be -40. Answer on this one is negative. Pick a number from 1 to 10 and drop it off. The winning numbers today are 6 and 2. Homework check will be the after-test assignment from Friday. If you don't have it with you and you were here on Friday, you owe me $100 million. The objective today is to solve a multi-step equation, and the learning target is I can solve an equation with one variable that has a coefficient. And a coefficient is this. For example, a 3 beside an x. The 3 would be a coefficient. Example problem number 1. Example number 1. You have a +1 here beside the 2x. Since it's +1, you're going to subtract 1 from both sides. These cancel out, and you're left with 2x equals 11 minus 1, which is 10. Now divide both sides by the number next to the x, which is the 2. The 2's will cancel out, and you're left with x equals 10 divided by 2, which is 5. If you need to finish copying that later and work it out for your notes, that's fine. Example problem number 2. You have a -2 beside the 3x. That means you must do the opposite to both sides. This cancels out, but you're left with a 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3. These cancel, and you're left with an answer of 5. You can always go back and check your answer by plugging it back in for x. 3 times 5 is 15. Minus 2 is 13. Practice problem number 1. On the practice problem, you should subtract 6 from both sides. And you're left with 5x equals 25. And divide both sides by 5 to get an answer of x equals 5. Bonus problem number 1. You should have +5 on both sides. When you do that, these cancel out, and you're left with 2x equals 20. Divide both sides by the number next to the x, which is 2, and you're left with an answer of 10. Practice problem number 2. Here you should subtract 4 from both sides. These cancel out, and you're left with 6x equals 12. Divide both sides by 6, and you get an answer of 2. Bonus problem number 2. You should add 11 to both sides. When you do that, these cancel. You have 7x equals 49. Divide both sides by 7 to get an answer of 7. Example number 3. Now you have a negative number on the right side, but the operations don't change. You're going to add 2 to both sides. These cancel. You have 3x equals a -9. Divide both sides by 3. And you get an answer of -3. Example problem number 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. These cancel. You're left with 5x equals a negative 20. Divide both sides by 5, and you come up with an answer of negative 4. Practice problem number 3. On the practice problem, you must add 9 to both sides. When you do that, these cancel out. You're left with 8x equals a negative 24. Divide both sides by 8, and you should get an answer of negative 3. Bonus problem number 3. On the bonus problem, you should subtract 8 from both sides. When you do that, these cancel out, and you're left with 10x equals a negative 30. Divide both sides by 10, and you'll come up with an answer of negative 3. Practice problem number 4. On the practice, add 1 to both sides. These cancel out. You have a negative 18 on the right. Divide both sides by 9. Answer is negative 2. Bonus problem number 4. You should add 12 to both sides, and when you do that, these cancel out. You're left with 6x equals a negative 24. Divide both sides by 6. You're left with an answer of negative 4. Alright, the speed problems have no bonus on the front end. It only goes to the first 7 that come up here with the right answer, so there's no need to run, shoving people and anything like that. Number 1. Answer to this one should be negative 19. Answer on this one should be 21. The answer on this one should be 10. Answer on this one should be negative 10. Answer is 41. Example problem number 5. This time the x is in a different position on the left side, but you still do it the same way. What is with that 2x is a positive 10, even though the plus sign is not written. So you would subtract 10 from both sides. These cancel out. You're left with 2x equals 14. Divide both sides by 2, and you get an answer of x equals 7.
So the same way? Yeah.
Example 6. On this one, again, you have a positive number out here, and it's not written, but it's still a positive. It's a plus. So subtract 11 from both sides. You're left with 4x equals 16. Divide both sides by 4, and you get an answer of 4. Practice problem number 5. And subtract 9 from both sides. These cancel. 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by 5 and get an answer of 3. Bonus problem number 5. You should subtract 17 from both sides. When you do that, these are gone. 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. The answer should be 5. Practice problem number 6. Subtract 1 from both sides. These cancel. 7x equals 35. Divide both sides by 7, and you get an answer of 5. Bonus problem number 6. Subtract 3 from both sides. These cancel out. You're left with 8x equals 16. Divide both sides by 8, and your answer is 2. Example problem number 7. The x is now on the right side. What is with it is a plus 9. So you must subtract 9 from both sides. These cancel out, and you're left with 21 equals 7x. You divide both sides by the number that is with the x, so divide by 7, and you should get an answer of 3 equals x. Example problem number 8. The x term is on the right. What is with it is a minus 14. Do the opposite to both sides. Add 14. These cancel out. You're left with 30 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. Your answer is 6. Practice problem number 7. Add 5 to both sides. These cancel out. 30 equals 6x. Divide both sides by 6. Your answer should be 5. Bonus problem number 7. You should subtract 7 from both sides. These cancel out. You have 33 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3 to get an answer of 11. Practice problem number 8. You should add 6 to both sides. These cancel out. 96 equals 8x. Divide both sides by 8, and you should get an answer of 12. Homework assignment is next.